All right, next one. Nick SP001 rants about how people take satisfaction in their own stupidity. Pisses me off. I don't really know what you mean by take satisfaction in their own stupidity. Maybe people who take solace in their own ignorance, like people who... I don't dislike stupid people. I really don't, because you can't help it if you're stupid. If you have just a legitimately low IQ and you cannot string two cogent thoughts together in your head, that's not your fault. You were born that way. You really can't beat nature in that regard. You know, it's not your fault. But it is frustrating, and I do dislike people, and I've said this before, who are in this modern era with us, living in an age of technology and Google and the internet, where any detail that you could possibly want to know about anything is just a few keystrokes away, and they still remain just in the cave of their own ignorance because it's happier just to, you know, believe inebriating truth or an inebriating lie than a somber truth. You know, it's frustrating like that. You know, it may be happy and it may make you feel really good to want to believe that, hey, after I die, I'm gonna go you know, have a wonderful sexy time with a ton of porn stars and be a millionaire, and, you know, or maybe I'll be reincarnated as Hugh Hefner when he started the Playboy Mansion or something like that. But, you know, there's really not any evidence for that, and so you really have to be willing to say, you know, I'd rather believe something that's sad and is potentially you know, not happy to think about, which is what sad means, I don't know why I said that, than believe something that makes me happy, but deep down I know that, you know, this probably isn't true. So, and that's just a different example. A lot of people, like with their political views or something, they just won't educate themselves at all because they would rather believe that, hey, gays shouldn't be able to get married. Why shouldn't gays be able to get married, sir or ma'am? Because I don't like it, and stuff like that, where they just don't even do any research, they don't put any effort into it, and they just kind of project their ignorance as the law of the land. And if you disagree with them, it's not because you have differing viewpoints, it's because you're not a patriot like they are. You have to be a patriot, to have good views and be, you know, taking solace in your own ignorance. You gotta think every way the same as I do. You can't be differentiating, and I don't even know what accent this is supposed to be. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. All right, stop doing that. You're irritating myself, so I can't imagine what's going through your guys' heads. Ventronica. Can we have more storytime videos? I love them ever so much. Yes, I will do more storytime videos as soon as more stories happen in my life to talk about. The Noble Trainer. Why are private schooled kids weird? You know, as someone who went to private school for a great portion of my academic life, up till college actually, you would think that I'd be offended by this, and I'd say, well, I'm not weird, I'm not an eccentric person, but hey, what the hell, you can't really ever do an honest analysis of yourself, so maybe I am really weird. But it's true. I'm not going to deny it. Kids from religious private schools that are very, very sheltered tend to be weird just because until you've gone to a school like that, you can't really understand the mindset. Is they teach you as if the rest of the world is out to get you and that sin and badness is around every corner. And so you have to sequester yourself away from society and away from people who don't believe the same as you. That's actually what they taught us. They said, you should not involve yourself with people who are not Christians. That's what they said, because, you know, they might make you question your beliefs, and that's not good, because we don't want to have our beliefs questioned. We would rather come to a school every day and be reminded that we all apparently are supposed to believe the same thing, which is kind of silly to me when I think about it now. But it is true. These kids are weird because they're told their whole life, and they're made to be very, very ostracized from the rest of society. And even if I'm not saying that these kids are socially inept or anything, because usually these kids have friends and they have normal lives. It's just the parents who make their kids go to these kind of schools really just are doing it because they want to ensure that their kids grow up believing the exact same things they do, because they don't want to take the risk, which this goes back to the previous question of people taking solace in their own ignorance. They would rather just believe something that's happy and, you know, convenient and good for the social construction of their, you know, friends and family, as opposed to questioning it and having to take their beliefs into account. And so that is why they're so weird, honestly. It's just you really have to deal with that going to school. And I can say pretty confidently that I got out of that school and am much better off than most of the people who got out of it, because I escaped the indoctrination. I mean, I'd like to say 100%. There are surely still some lingering effects in my psyche, but for the most part I escaped, and it breaks my heart to see kids in my grade who are, you know, really smart kids still falling victim to a lot of this ridiculous bigotry, like just hating homosexuals just because they think they should hate homosexuals or something like that. So that's very saddening. But anyway, that's kind of why they're weird. I could go into that more later, but it wouldn't be very fair if I just spent a bunch of time on your question, would it, Noble Trainer? All right. No, I'm just kidding. Litico21. what do you think about 4v4 in Black Ops 2 Zombies? I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited about it. The big problem with zombies in Black Ops is that it's really myopic. The only thing you focus on is getting to the highest round. I mean, getting the number of kills doesn't really matter. The number of points really doesn't matter. That's really just contingent on the number of kills you get and how many little double points you stumble upon. But it'll be fun to finally have a different objective. Maybe to have maybe like a King of the Hill style thing on one of the maps where you would see how long you can hold an area up there as the zombies come from all sides. So instead of having to resort to kiting, you actually have to do the stereotypical standoff against the zombies where you're sitting there in a window with a light machine gun and you're all just stuck in a cabin and they're all trying to break in from every side. And maybe they just give you huge stores of ammo, and that would be fun, you know, where so much money and supplies are given to you, like 4 mystery boxes in there, like just giving you every benefit, but the zombies just don't stop coming, and just seeing how long you can last. Almost like, I guess, a zombies mode where there was no rounds, they just incrementally became faster and stronger until they eventually just overwhelmed you. That'd be pretty cool. Or maybe even add it in, maybe you can win eventually. Maybe if you get to round 100, they're like, Jesus Christ, get a life, get off this goddamn Xbox, you win. Christ, then the zombies just take off their masks and walk home. So that'd be pretty funny as well. Maybe there's an opportunity for a little bit of comedic value there, because really that's, it sounds dumb, but I really enjoy zombies a lot because of the whole storyline of it. It's pretty cool, and I like all the characters and their stupid little sayings. As much as I bitch about them in live commentaries, it does keep, you know, an essence of spice to the game. It makes it better and funnier, and it just it reminds you that it's all supposed to be for fun. You know, it's not the kind of screaming out that happens in multiplayer where it's like, shit, cover me, I'm reloading, motherfucker, which seems like every single game they just throw in more curse words. Like, pretty soon it's gonna get to the point where the curse words are just not even, they don't even make sense. They're gonna be like, holy ass, and just shit like that. Which, funny story, there was a girl in my high school who would curse like that all the time, and she just was the worst cursor ever, and she just couldn't get it like through her head. Like, she would use ass wrong all the time, like, oh, ass, like, just like, Jesus, what why would you say that? Or like what the shit, or like, I guess you could say that, but that doesn't really make sense. Like, if someone said that to me, I'd have to do like a double take, like, what the shit, that's it. Do you mean holy shit, or what the hell? But what the shit? Come on, man. Have a little bit of cohesion in your cursing tactics, so to speak. So that's how I feel about 4v4 Black Ops Zombies. Got off a little bit at the end there. All right, time to knife. Talk about your opinions of Wendy's. Wendy's is great. I enjoy their burgers. There aren't really any Wendy's around my house because they did something a few years ago in St. Louis where they just shut down all the Wendy's. Just like, I don't know why they did it, but there used to be one really close, and then suddenly it seemed like over the course of like 1 month, it was like, bam, Wendy's gone, Wendy's gone. Now that's a Jack in the Box. Now that's a Taco Bell and whatnot. Nothing against Taco Bell and Jack in the Box. It's just, you know, a little bit of variation is nice. Have a Wendy's here or there. But it's good, but it's nothing to write home about. My bad. Nothing to ride on home about, but you know, it's alright. It's just fast food. If I'm gonna get fast food and I'm not, you know, in a huge hurry and I really just want to take the time to go around because there aren't as many of these as McDonald's or Burger King's, I go to Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A is fantastic. The only weird thing is that the people there are way too eager and way too happy to serve you. Like, just, you don't have to pretend to be patronizing, that you are just legitimately like popping a chubby because you're just so goddamn happy to get me a spicy chicken sandwich with pepper jack. Like, you don't have to pretend that, dude. Just give me the goddamn sandwich. Just leave all of those overt falsities of courtesy behind. I don't care. Give me the goddamn sandwich. I give you the money. End of transaction. You don't have to like sing me a song with a lute or anything at the drive-thru window.